In an age where digital storytelling moves faster than fact-checking, few internet myths have spread as widely or as strangely as the Jessica Radcliffe Orca story. The tale first appeared in late 2023, claiming that a young marine biologist named Jessica Radcliffe had been tragically killed by an orca while studying the animals off the coast of Iceland. Social media posts described a horrifying attack caught on camera, accompanied by blurry underwater photos and fabricated news screenshots. Within days, the story exploded across TikTok, Reddit, and Facebook, shared by millions who believed they were mourning a real scientist. But there was one problem: Jessica Radcliffe never existed. The entire narrative was a complete hoax, a viral fabrication born from AI-generated images, false reporting, and the internet's endless appetite for sensational tragedy. According to digital investigators, the hoax began on an obscure Facebook page that posted a fake obituary and a link to a supposed documentary clip. The page used AI-generated headshots and a name that sounded believable but was not connected to any real person in academic or marine research databases. From there, content farms and engagement bait accounts started copying and reposting the story to drive clicks and reactions. Within hours, captions like "R.I.P. Jessica Radcliffe, killed by the orca she tried to save" began trending. Many users expressed sympathy, sharing emotional comments about the dangers faced by marine biologists and the unpredictability of wild animals. Others questioned the story's authenticity, noting that no reputable news outlet had reported it. Still, the damage was done. The internet had already decided what it wanted to believe. Experts say this kind of digital deception isn't new, but the Jessica Radcliffe hoax stood out because it blended emotional manipulation with the credibility of science. The fake posts included detailed backstories, her supposed age, education, and even the name of her research vessel. Some claimed she had been filming for a BBC wildlife special when the attack occurred, a false detail that lent the story a veneer of authority. AI tools like Midjourney and ChatGPT-like text generators were reportedly used to create convincing visuals and long narrative posts. Even the supposed underwater footage was traced back to old stock videos of orcas edited with color filters and fake timestamps. It was a textbook example of how misinformation can weaponize technology to appear authentic. Once the hoax started gaining traction, fact-checking organizations such as Snopes and AFP Fact Check stepped in. Their investigations confirmed that there were no records of any marine biologist named Jessica Radcliffe, no scientific institutions listing her as staff, and no news agencies reporting any such incident. Moreover, the viral images were identified as synthetic. The Jessica portrait showed telltale signs of AI generation, including mismatched facial symmetry and background distortion. Even the supposed news outlet logos seen in screenshots were poorly replicated versions of BBC and CNN graphics. Despite these debunks, the myth continued to circulate, fueled by reposts from users who either hadn't seen the corrections or chose to ignore them. It was a perfect storm of modern misinformation, fast, emotional, and almost impossible to contain once released. So why do stories like this spread so easily? Psychologists say the answer lies in emotional contagion, the way people react instinctively to shocking or heartbreaking news. A tragic death involving a passionate young scientist and majestic wild animals taps into primal emotions of empathy, fear, and fascination. Add a touch of environmental context, like orca turns on human, and you have a viral formula that feels real enough to bypass skepticism. Many people don't verify before sharing because the story already aligns with something they feel is true: that humans and nature exist in a fragile, dangerous balance. It's storytelling at its most manipulative and most effective. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax also highlights the growing challenge of AI-driven misinformation. Unlike older internet myths, which often relied on bad Photoshop jobs or anonymous rumors, today's hoaxes are polished, multimedia productions that mimic professional journalism. Experts warn that as AI tools become more advanced, fake stories will only grow harder to detect. Already, false reports of celebrity deaths, fake animal rescues, and fabricated news clips circulate daily. The line between reality and digital fiction is blurring faster than most users realize. And when platforms reward engagement over accuracy, truth often becomes the first casualty. By early 2024, social media companies began flagging and removing the Jessica Radcliffe posts, but by then, the story had already entered internet folklore. Even now, some corners of TikTok still recycle the video clips with captions like, "Never forget her sacrifice," while others use the hoax as an example in digital literacy courses. Ironically, Jessica Radcliffe, a person who never lived, has become a symbol of how misinformation can take on its own life. In death, she became immortal, not as a victim of an orca, but as a warning to all of us about believing everything we see online. In the end, the truth behind the viral Jessica Radcliffe Orca hoax is less about one fake story and more about the system that allowed it to thrive. It reveals how emotion, algorithms, and artificial intelligence can work together to distort reality. And perhaps that's the scariest part. Not that a woman died, but that millions believed she did. As media evolves, so must our skepticism. The next viral tragedy you see might be just as fake and just as convincing. So before hitting share, remember Jessica Radcliffe, the woman who never was.